Hey, and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. This is Chad from Ascension Worship. This week I am responding to a question that I've been seeing a lot in my emails lately. This is how to apply effects to your recording stream, your live stream mix. A lot of you guys have probably experienced a dry recording mix that doesn't flatter your vocals very much. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this video is specific to this topic, but I'll be referring a lot to two videos in particular that we've done months past. So I will link to those at the end of this video. Definitely worth watching. One will be just on effects in general, and the other will be on creating a stream mix that is post-fade, which is what we'll talk about with a few other things as we go today. So in this particular example, I'm looking at a settings from a church that I've worked with in the past year. I'm using the old editing app, but don't let that throw you. I'm just using that because of the way it looks like the board. But we are going to go to bus 1 through 8. And we happen to have a streaming mix set up on buses 7 and 8. They are linked. It's a stereo stream mix. So to see what is going to this stream mix, I'm going to click on the Sends on Fader button. And now the channels on the left-hand side of the board are showing me how much volume is going to this stream mix over here. Now, as I talk about in the other videos, this is a post-fade mix. So you notice that all my faders are set to 0.0. That means that whatever level I have in my front of house mix, so like my overhead channels are set to about negative 15. Negative 15 plus 0 is negative 15. So effectively the volume for these individual channels going to the stream mix is going to be negative 15 for those channels. So I'm neither adding or subtracting to what I'm hearing in the front of house mix. So assuming that my mix in front of house sounds good, this is basically just copying it over to the stream mix. Now, if I go down to the third layer of inputs, this say aux in and effects returns. Those effects returns are the volumes for the reverbs that we want to hear going to our stream. Now, in this particular example, I have a band verb, a vocal verb, and a delay. So if I wanted to hear those going to the stream, just like they are going to the front of house mix, assuming that I'm using them, with the stream selected and Sends on Fader selected, I can simply turn these faders up to about 0.0. Now, in one of the other videos, I talk about how I usually turn this down to about negative 5. And the reason why I do that is because, again, as I talk about in that video, if you add a limiter or compression to your stream mix, it will effectively bring up some of the quieter elements of your mix. And sometimes your reverb tails can become more accentuated going out on the stream because of that. Now, that's going to depend on how you have the front of house mixed. So you might have the opposite problem. Maybe there's a lot of reverb naturally in the room, and so you might need to actually boost the reverbs above 0 so that they're louder in the mix online than they are in the house. Now, let's say that you have an extreme version of that problem and your house mix is very echoey, so you don't need any reverb at all. In that case, what you might want to do is switch over to something that's called a pre-fade mix for those channels. So to do that, I'm going to select, let's say in this case, the band verb. I'm going to go up to the Sends. Well, first I'd click Home. If you're new to this, click Home, and then Sends tab. And over here you can see buses 7 and 8, and we've got our level. And then we've also got our pan. So I'm clicked on the left-hand side of this, which is panned hard left. And then the right-hand side is going hard right. So that's what I want. And then down here at the very bottom, we have what's called our tap point, which is currently set to post fader. And again, I show how to do this for your entire recording mix on one of the videos that'll be linked at the end of here. Now, if I want to have independent control, so I'm going to turn off Sends on Fader for a second here. So this is the volume going to the front of house mix. And then this is the volume going to the stream mix. Let's say, again, very echoey room, and we're not using any effects online, or sorry, in the house. We only want them online. If I go and cycle through to where it says pre-fade, then the level here going to the stream is independent of the level here, which is going to the house. So in this example, there'd be 0 band reverb going to the house mix, but we've got the band reverb set to around 0.0 going out online. And if I want more or less of that, I can just adjust the levels on here, just like I did before. So stream sends on fader. And now this level that I'm adjusting is only affecting the stream mix and is not affected by the level going out in the house. So I hope that is helpful for you. I hope that makes sense. As always, you can leave questions in the YouTube comment section, or you can email me directly if you need to. Again, please go check out those other 2 videos. I think they'd be very helpful, and hopefully you guys can get some pretty awesome stream mixes. The X32 is actually a phenomenal board for this application, believe it or not. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, have a great week. Again, this is Chad from Ascension Worship. I hope this has been helpful for you and your team. Come back here every Tuesday for new information.